item 1A.
I'll make a motion that we amend our April 13th, 2023 board meeting agenda to include number 5, L, and W.
Second.
All in favor? All right, item number 2, we have a pledge of allegiance and moment of silence. Mr. Baxter, who will lead us through that, and then
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
thank you.
My name is Evan Wheatley. I'm a sophomore at Marion County High School. I'm in football, beta, and student ambassadors. And I just applied for GSC, and I will find out if I made it or not tomorrow. And 8 students that applied for GSA, 8 students got selected or accepted today. 8 of them into GSA. Today at school, we had the opportunity fair where we got to meet different colleges and businesses and talk to them. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 3, communications. Item 3A is public comment. Do we have anybody present this evening that would like to make public comment? Okay. Item number 3B is our superintendent report. Mr. Brady.
We're just having some technical difficulties this evening. We're working on it, hopefully. Okay, well, we're gonna get started. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. So lots of good news to share today. So first and foremost, I want to talk about our groundbreaking ceremony at Calvary Elementary School this week. The new Calvary Elementary's groundbreaking ceremony was held on Tuesday, April 11th. Board members, lots of parents and students. Mr. Terrell, principal, he was there. It was a really neat opportunity and ceremony. So just a lot to be proud of. My best picture, and I wish I could bring it up, but our students actually got in on the action with the shovels, and it was really cool to see them behind the shovels and just the smiles on their face. It was pretty special. Congratulations to our 8 Governor Scholars Program who were selected. Actually, we just found out late this afternoon. So Ava Akers, Amira Bowman, Rose Caldwell, Daisy Hawkins, Minnie Means, Maddie Weiser, Owen Darty, and Drew Morgan. So this is, I think, the first time ever that every student who applied was able to go. We're selected. Great, I think that's good. All right, several groups to recognize this evening. April is a busy month for recognition month. So April 5th was Assistant Principal Appreciation Day. April 5th was also Paraprofessional Appreciation Day. April 17th through 21st is National School Volunteer Week. We definitely appreciate our volunteers. April 17th is School Librarian Appreciation Day. April 19th is School Occupational Therapist Appreciation Day. April 25th is School Bus Driver Appreciation Day, and April 26th is Administrative Assistant Appreciation Day. So it's working now. Can we go back and show the picture of the Calvary Elementary students? I want to back up and show you all this picture. On the top there. So that many students showed up to our groundbreaking ceremony. And again, I know the picture's small, but the smiles on their face, it was pretty spectacular. So just wanted you to see that. Of course, our governor's scholar program participants that were selected. And they would have been in.
Sorry, we have to leave the doors open because it's an open meeting, so thank you for the forethought. We gotta leave them open. Yes, please. Thank you.
Marion County High School update. The new administration office is now occupied. The new media center demo has begun and work continues upstairs, including the new walls and the final demo that's now taking place, as well as preparation for the new elevator and additional stairwell that will happen very soon. Continuous improvement. We have a deeper learning cohort, and they had an opportunity to attend the Deeper Learning Conference in San Diego in March. So several of our members of our deeper learning cohort actually attended that. So hopefully those instructional design and strategies will help our student performance. Recognize some peak moments. Our student ambassadors hosted their annual Young Leaders Conference on March 11th at Marion County High School. 50 students in grades 4 through 8 were selected to attend, and Miss Kentucky Hannah Edlin gave the keynote address. Glasscock Elementary student Alyssa Thomas served as a legislative page, so you can see her smile. She's pretty proud of that. We're also very proud of her. So earlier in the month, Glasscock Elementary had their ribbon cutting ceremony for their new stage in their library, and that was on behalf of our Marion County Education Foundation. They provided funding for that, so thanks to them. Students designed the stage as part of a group project. Our ATC carpentry class built the stage, and the Marion County High School students in the art class painted the stage. So that was definitely a student-centered project, and one that we're very proud of. Continuing on with peak moments. Marion County Night Academy students in the cultural diversity class led by Monisha White and Teresa Calhoun visited Kentucky State University. So you can see the group of students there. Marion County 8th grade students participated in the social studies live scoring event. So what live scoring is, I know I've talked about this before, but it's an opportunity where students are able to do an on-site rubric, using a rubric, and they actually get feedback right after they complete it. So it's something we've done for a couple of years in this district, and it's highly effective. So you can see them there during that live scoring event. Continuing on with our reading celebration, it was held on March 23rd. Approximately 320 students and families were in attendance to enjoy the events that were hosted by our schools and our community partners. Thanks to our library media specialists, our food service workers, our custodians, our student ambassadors, our teachers. I mean, it was just a group effort. And for those of you who are in attendance, it was packed. We had a great turnout for that. So it was nice to see that many students focused on, and then parents focused on our reading celebration. So Marion County High School actually hosted a career fair, college and career fair today, and you can see a picture of all the students in attendance there. Grades 9 through 12 participated, and Washington County was invited for their grades 11 and 12, and they participated as well. So a good turnout for that. Continuing on student success, some Marion County Middle School students competed in a robotics competition and advanced to the state competition. So we're pretty proud of them for that as well. 10 Marion County Middle School students in 6th grade were selected to attend the Camp Discover, a summer residential camp at Western Kentucky University. So congratulations to those students. Congratulations to Marion County High School sophomore India Young, who was named the Gear Up Kentucky Student of the Year. So that is pretty spectacular, and we're very proud of her. Our track to retain and recruit efforts, that's something we focused on throughout the year. So our students from Campbellsville University's education program will visit Marion County Public Schools on April 19th to observe classes and learn more about the school district. We did this in the fall. We had a great turnout, and it was something that was pretty special in regards to our track to retain and recruit efforts here at the district. So again, we'll welcome them and look forward to that event next week. Preschool enrollment, Calvary Elementary 20, GES 38, LES 36, West Marion 39, and we have 643 active in our Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and 1,021 graduated. And I have one final thing to announce, and that is Miss Rebecca Emmons will be our new Director of Federal Programs. And she's back there working on technology. So congratulations to Miss Emmons. It's official as of today. So we got approval from EPSB earlier this afternoon. So congratulations to her. We welcome you aboard. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brady. Item 3C is our attendance and enrollment report. Mr. Lyons.
Good evening. All right, so our numbers that we have, including preschool, per school at Calvary, we're showing 240, 465 at Gladcock. Lebanon Elementary is coming in at 362, West Marion at 407. Moving to Marion Middle, that's 419 today. Marion Night Academy 535, 662 at the high school, 139 at the UC Spalding Academy. So 3,229 students district-wide as of today. Although there's a discrepancy, it looks like I must have run my Glasgow preschool number before it had a late one because the number didn't match. So moving on to our attendance here to date. As you can see, we're still running around 92%, kind of low from our highest there, 93.3, and still running behind last year's, obviously. So coming in at 92.42 for the district, and you can see the breakdown per school on there. That's year to date as of today, or as of yesterday, sorry. And then finally, I've got a day-to-day, which shows some green. So we've had some ups and downs. But remember, the green just indicates it was better than last year's, which wasn't great. So, you know, I'll take it where I can get it. Green looks,
Yes.
green looks pretty.
Better is better.
So, but those are the numbers we have up through 139, which was yesterday. And then finally, we've got 140 days completed as of today with 30 days remaining on the schedule. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, item 3D is our finance report, Mr. Paul.
So looking at the month of March, this year versus last year, going through. Good thing is when you first look at the receipts for the whole year to date, they're all up except the other, and it's only down about $4,000, and that's a lot to do with tuition of preschool students, so to be expected. So that's a great thing. Revenues are up. The biggest one that you're going to see up there, and it's a huge number right now, is the in lieu of tax, and that's got to do with two things. One, we've gotten both our payments now from the city of Lebanon for the housing authority and for Maker's Mark on the in lieu of the warehouses that they have with the county with the fiscal court. The biggest thing is for Maker's Mark is two things. One is they were paid it last year in April and this year in March. We had a month earlier this year, so it'll look different this time next month. But I will tell you, it's $52,000 additional this year than last year because they're having more warehouses come online that they built and those barrels for winning. So looking at the year to date, we are up $1.4 million in revenue compared to this time last year. Scrolling down to expenses,
Expenses are pretty good and flat. We're up about $88,000, but again, we give a raise and we've had an abatement at the high school with some other things go on. So overall, in really good shape. So that's got to do with the savings, changes of positions and stuff that we consolidated to try to absorb some of those additional expenses. Diesel, we spent about $38,000 more at the end of March than we had it last time as well. So overall, we're net $1.3 million ahead going in, and we're almighty where we're going in at. I think we're going in doing mid-sixes. So we're getting closer to where we started at 2 years ago. So going forward, so I know the salary schedule's on the agenda, things that helps to be able to do that is a thing going forward. And I think the word Mr. Birdie uses efficiencies and continue to look at those and try to improve that. So looking through the trend data of the larger ticket items.
Any questions? Thank you, John. All right, item number 4, I need a motion on item 4A.
Make a motion to consider approval of 2023-24 preschool start and end date August 21st to May 7th.
Second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 4B. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think I have the tweet in front of me, that gives the details, so maybe.
Okay, I'll make a motion then to consider approval of the 23-24 pay days and holidays, attachment 3.
Second.
Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. Need a motion on item 4C.
Move to consider approval of Marion County High School graduation date, which is
May 27th.
May 27th, 1 p.m.
I'll second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 4D.
Make a motion to approve HQC Spalding Marble graduation date of May 26th at 7.
Six.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll second. Questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I need a motion on item 5A. I'll make a motion to consider approval of a resolution authorizing a contract, rent, and lease with the Marion County School District Finance Corporation and approve all other documents in connection with the proposed Marion County School District Finance Corporation series of 2023 bond issue.
Second.
Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5B.
Make a motion to consider approval to recess this regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Now. Okay, I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Marion County School District Finance Corporation. And I need a motion on item 2.
I make a motion to consider approval to elect officers of the Finance Corporation.
Second.
And you have to name us.
And that would be Ms. Carrie Truitt and Becky Downs.
All in favor? Aye. And I need a motion on item 3.
I'll make a motion to consider approval of a resolution authorizing issuance of the Marion County School District Finance Corporation Revenue Bonds Series of 2023 and advertising for bond sale and all other documents in connection with the bond issue.
Second.
Chip, Kelly, talk to us about all of this excitement.
Nice to see everyone and congratulations to be at this point. I was pregnant when we started talking about Calvary. And she's full, it'll be 4 in June. To see those pictures up there of the kids digging, I hope my daughter gets to be a part of something. So I'll just say it's, and you guys working with Mr. Brady and Mr. Spalding, you guys have navigated a very interesting time to be bidding a project. So you have a lot to be proud of for your community. Anything else to add? We have a little handout to walk you through the finance plan for the project, but congratulations. And Mr. Spalding, we have quite a few asks for him, and I'll just let you know that anything we turn over to him, he's always Johnny on the spot. So feel confident you have a great individual at the helm on fiscal management for our team, which makes it really easy for Chip and myself to navigate projects that need a quick turnaround. So on page 1 is just the finance plan for the bond issue. So these are estimates because we have a full bond. We will sell your bond issue through a competitive sale where you will actually lock in a fixed interest rate for the bond offering. So right now we estimate, based on the construction bid that will be considered later on this evening, you'll sell about 22,175,000 bonds. The school district, which is very fiscally responsible, is going to be using about $2 million of a cash contribution. Think about it, when you purchase a house, a lot of people put a down payment. That's kind of what you guys are doing. So the total source of funds are a little over $24.1 million. Of that, you'll put in about 23.5 to the construction fund. That does include the contingency fund that'll be available for the project, or if you don't use them, you can roll into another project. The cost of issuance that pays our team, the bond attorney, the rating, and your bank fee are estimated right now at $139,000. And the bond discount, that's the fee that goes to the firm that actually locks in your interest rate. So that's also an estimate right now, about $443,000. On the right-hand side is the corresponding debt service. The first column is how quickly you'll be paying back the principal. And the second column is the estimated interest on the bond issue. Any questions? I'll move to the next slide. The next slide, the graphical, is the bar chart. The full bars are your existing debt service payments. And you can see the green was your last project for the Marion County High School. And the blue slash represent the payments on the new Calvary Elementary. It's really important for budgeting purposes. You have very level debt service. You're not going to grow into a balloon payment, or you're not going to have something out in the future that you cannot afford today. So all in your debt service payments will be about $2.8 million in 2025 at fixed rates. So if interest rates go up and down, you're not going to experience that because your bond issue is locked in. And the final slide is just a calendar update, which hasn't changed since we last talked. So this evening, we're here this evening. You all did that rigmarole, that fund dance where the board authorized a contract rent and lease agreement with the finance corporation. That's how all 171 school districts do that. It's where either the rent payments equate to the debt service payment, and it annually renews without any action. The finance corp is actually issuing the bond issue. So that's being happened tonight. Next week on Tuesday, our team will post the bond offering statement. We post that a week before your competitive sale so that the people interested in bidding know that's out there. And then the bond sale will occur on the 25th at 11 o'clock, I believe, around there. And then we'll close the offering on the 16th. That's when the money will actually be available, about 3 weeks after.
We're expecting a good reception on the bond issue sale. You know, you all have a really strong credit rating and an underlying rating. Scott's going through the process now, getting information for the rating agencies. So it's a fairly smooth process. He handled it easily last year. So we'll get a good rating on the bonds, which is helpful. It's a good time to be bidding. There 2023, you know, the way you kind of look at things, it's not too different from construction. With bonds, when you're bidding bonds, you want, if you're selling bonds like you all are, you want to do it when there's not a lot of supply, not a lot of people doing it. In 2023, it's been a year with little issuance. The interest rates have been, relatively speaking, high. And right now we're sort of in this pocket where there has not been a lot of issuance. People are issuing bonds right now, but there's so much pent up demand for bonds that bidders are very aggressive and buying bonds very aggressively. So you know, the numbers that we have been baked on when we work with you guys in the LPC. You know, we've been talking about higher interest rates, probably in the 4.5 range or something like that. And you know, if we were doing it today, it's probably a little below 4%. So rates have come down quite a bit. That's favorable. It saves money for the taxpayers. Efficiency, you know, it gets something done efficient.
Your high school project last year sold by four rates kind of started going up. So it was really you kind of hit a perfect storm after that. And we've actually seen, like Chip said, this year has been a better year for borrowing. Not that it's just coincident, you know, we wish we had a crystal ball, but it's the way timing has worked out.
Any questions for Chip and Kelly?
Look forward to 25th.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
The young man was impressive, by the way. That was cool. I like the ambassador.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, we regularly have student ambassadors, so come down anytime, I'll be here.
It's good leadership. Thank you all.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments on this? I need a motion for adjournment.
I think I'd like to make a motion for you to adjourn this meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion on item 5C.
I'd like to make a motion to approve to reconvene our regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5D, please. I'll make a motion, we consider approval of a revised job description for Assistant Director of Exceptional Child Education.
So,
Get it together.
I need both to. All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5E.
Make a motion to consider approval of the 2023-24 salary schedule.
I'll second. Mr. Brady, would you like to talk
So-
about?
So this salary schedule that's before you this evening is a culmination of many, many months of work that you all have dedicated to our employees. You made it very clear to me when I became superintendent that you all want to be among the best, and this salary schedule does that. So shortly after I began superintendent, you all made it clear this was an area, attraction, retaining, recruit was an area that you wanted me to focus on. So and we've held committees, we've had meetings, we've had informal conversations. We've had, you know, like I said earlier, formal committee meetings, and our people have spoken as far as, you know, what it is that they want. And so that I think that this salary schedule reflects that they've been listening to. So I thank you all for your work with this and the many, many hours that we've spent with you developing this. So I would just say thank you all too, because this puts us in a very, very favorable position to attract, retain, and recruit the very best. And just lastly, I would say that this salary schedule does something that, you know, hasn't historically happened, and that rewards our employees who have spent many years with us. And that's something that we don't want to forget, and that's the retaining piece.
And I want to thank both you and Scott and the other members of the team here that helped kind of move this salary schedule around. Even I think a lot of it was streamlined in this version, and so it's very digestible from an outside the school world view. And so I appreciate the effort that you all put into it, not only in just, you know, formatting that beast, but also just looking at different ways that we truly could say, in this way, we value our staff. And I want to just say that this truly is an investment in our people. And so we want each and every single member of the Marion County Public Schools team to recognize and see just how much we value you and how much we want to listen to your voices and listen to your feedback and continue to improve the district from a staff level. We hope that in turn you will talk to your peers and in other communities and encourage them to come work with us. Because I believe we do have a wonderful team, and we want to add wonderful and committed members to it all the time to ensure that our students truly have the best of the best. And I believe that we have that here. So let's keep adding to that and making sure that they continue to get that level of service that they deserve.
I agree with all of it. It was a lot of hard work for a lot of people. I mean, there was no single person. It was just a real true collaboration. And, you know, Mr. Brady may say, you all told me. But, you know, What I liked about the whole process. You know, we did it, I think, in such a professional manner that everybody had their fingerprints on it, and we did lots of questions, and we had teachers and everyone involved in this, and it may not be the perfect, but I guarantee you it is a much easier read coming from, I took last year's and compared it to this and said, are teachers gonna like this? Are the staff gonna like this? It's an easy format that you're gonna be able to go put your finger on it and say, wow, I'm making X amount more. And what I really like about it is when you dig into the data, I'm sorry about that, but I was telling Mr. Brady, and I just have to note this because I know you teachers and certified classified are gonna look, and you should. But if you're just with a bachelor's degree at 19 years, that's my old one, sorry about that. I don't want to, would be 54, and we're now 57. And the most you could make with the bachelor's is 57 on the O scale, and now it can go to 68. We're looking at your future. We heard the cry, like, why should I stay? You know, I can, and I'm a prime example. I loved what I did. I worked really hard at it. But when I got to a certain period, there was no reward for me to stay financially. In fact, it cost me a little. So now, if you look down there, we've gone to 35 years. And if somebody wants to stay, but you know, I'm 35, let us know. We can always go back and revisit. We want you, we want to keep you, and we want to reward your work with us. And I just thank you all so much for hanging in there with us. And I know that Mr. Brady has done this before, and I'm not trying to put any more work on him. But when you go and talk to your principals, if you don't understand it, and the principals want to come back, and Mr. Brady would be very happy to talk to anybody about the salary scale.
Yes. Yeah, I hope that, I know a lot of work went into this and a lot of consideration, and that I hope that when new teachers graduate, they can look at Marion County and will be a little more attracted to this, and they should be considered the pay increase. And I hope that people who've been teaching for 25 to 30 years will want to build their retirement up a little bit, which they could do if they stay now. They can do it better now under this new salary scale. And I hope that we continue to value our employees and do everything we can, every budget cycle, to give them the as close as possible to what they deserve. They don't get what they deserve, but get as close as possible. And so this one-time effort to help recruit and retain, I think is valuable. But I would urge all of us to look towards, we say salaries are 80-something% of the budget, but to me, the value of our people is well greater than 80% of what we do here. So let's just keep valuing employees. I think this does that. It's not perfect. It does that, but let's just keep valuing our employees.
And I do think Mr. Brady has calculated the total cost of that. And I think you're going to see in that total cost, we do value you. And I know that it was 1.1 million in raises. So we do value you, and we want you to stay, and we appreciate everything you all do.
Absolutely. Joey, anything from you? Love it. Miss Peggy? Anything? Awesome. Awesome. All right, all in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5F.
Make a motion to consider approval to accept Chromebook bids for 2023-24 school year.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to, on 5G, to consider approval to award the Chromebook bid to RTI.
Second.
Any questions here?
How many of those do we usually buy?
The plan for this coming year is 600 devices.
600.
Yes, sir.
And that number has increased in recent years due to our ESSER funding.
What's the normal cycle to replace those?
What we'll be doing is we'll be buying devices for 5th grade and 9th grade. We'll be purchasing a 4-year accidental damage protection warranty to go with each device. So those students can keep that device for 4 years before they'll have to get it on it.
Great. Thank you.
Other questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5H. I'll make a motion, we consider approval to accept the Glasscock Elementary School seating package bids.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5I.
I make a motion, we can consider approval to award GES seating package bid to C&P Design.
I'll second. I'll be excited to see these tables at Glasscock Elementary School. I think, I think the cafeterias do really look sharp with these additional seating packages. And Ms. Wheeler, is this the last building to get it, or do we still have more to come?
This is the last building we have in service right now, like Calvary Elementary from the city.
Perfect.
Can you just bear with me a minute, just, to somebody looking at these bids, why did we pick?
Ms. Wheeler, you want to speak to that?
The reasons, but just, I think it should be said.
One, if you look at the warranties between the three, that higher one has a lifetime warranty on all the mechanisms, and if you've ever dealt with cafeteria tables and chairs, those mechanisms are what goes out and causes people to pinch fingers and hands and everything else. It makes it hard to lower and raise those tables. And two, that's the same brand of package we put in all the other buildings. So I work with that design team. So we've got logo tables specific to each school, but then otherwise our colors and designs should be similar enough that 10, 15 years down the road, those tables are still usable. And if we need to combine a cafeteria long after most of us are sitting here doing this job, then we could combine tables into one cafeteria.
Thank you.
Other questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5J.
I make a motion to consider approval to accept bids for 0.73 acres of surplus land.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5K.
I'll move to consider approval to award bids for that 0.73 acres of surplus land. Here's some Independent State for somewhere here, $16,527.
I'll second. Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. Need a motion on item 5L, please.
I'll move to consider approval to accept auction service bids. To accept the bids. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
I need a motion on item 5M, please.
Make a motion to consider approval to award auction service bids. Excuse me.
I'll second. Any questions here?
When are we gonna be charged for the dogs?
There's no charge to that.
There's no charge.
Permission or no permission?
So his fee is based off 10% higher.
But there's no charge to the school district.
No charge to the school.
Other questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5N.
Make a motion to consider approval bid documents for the Marion County School 6 outdoor classrooms, BG 23-328, including bid tabulation, warrant of proposal, and letter of recommendation, and enter into contracts with the apparent low bidder, including direct purchase orders pending KDE approval.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to consider approval of the revised BG one for the Marion County Schools 6 outdoor classrooms, BG 23-328, pending KDE approval. Second. Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5P.
Okay, I'll move to consider approval to accept Ross Tarrant Architect's recommendation of bid documents for the new Calvary Elementary School. BG 22-052, including bid tabulation, form of proposal, letter of recommendation, and purchase order summary, and enter into contract with the apparent low bidder, Griggs Enterprises, for base bid and all alternates for a total of $20,794,440, including direct purchase orders pending successful bond sale. So April 25th.
Should we amend? You want to say that again, Terry? For 20,794,000.
Including all the alternates that would be a different amount. Right.
That's the total.
That's how it is. 20 million.
$20,794,440.
What's the 24?
That's including all related fees.
Yeah, all the-
Not the alternates.
That includes the alternates.
Yeah. So that would be, hang on, I'll second
Yeah.
that. Scott. Do you want to clarify?
Sure, so that's construction costs, the total package of the 24 million includes all fees. So that is not, the 20 million is construction only. The additional is our engineering, our discount, furniture, technology, some other fees that I got there.
But the alternates
Are
included. They're included in the 20 million. Okay, so yes.
Other questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5Q.
Make a motion to consider approval of a revised BG warrant which reflects the actual construction costs for the new Calvary Elementary School, PG 22-052.
Second. Questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5R.
I move to consider approval for commissioning of the new Calvary Elementary School, BG 22-052.
Scott or Mr. Brady, do y'all want to discuss what is included in commissioning services for Randy?
Yeah, I can kind of expound on that. So commissioning services are required by the building code, and that is a separate agency hired directly by the owner to observe and make sure that the HVAC equipment is started, actually any energy consuming equipment is started and operates correctly on behalf of the owner. So we submitted an RFP, request for proposals, and received several different proposals. And the one that you all are considering was the most qualified as well as the lowest cost performance commissioning. And we worked with them on other projects successfully, and we don't have reservations about recommending the use of that firm.
Great. Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5S.
Go ahead. I move to consider approval for special inspections for the new Calvary Elementary School, BG 22-052, and maybe. Explain. Yeah.
So
Hang on.
I would expand on.
Second, sorry.
Special inspections are required by the Kentucky Building Code in chapter 17. And basically that is a
third party that's also required to be hired directly by the owner separately. And they are there on site to observe anything related to structural components of the building. So they'll be observing the earthwork before the foundations go in, the foundations themselves, as far as concrete strength, the reinforcement that goes in those, any structural load bearing wall, and any roof structure. This is particularly important because of the storm shelter that's involved at Calvary Elementary School. And again, we issued a request for proposal, and Ellie Craig came in with the lowest and best proposal. And they are the same special inspector that has been involved at the high school and before that Marion County Middle School. So we have a good working relationship with them.
Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5T.
Make a motion to consider approval for testing and balancing for the new Calvary Elementary BG 22052.
I'll second. Randy, wanna explain this?
Yes, so testing and balancing has to do with the HVAC system again. That is the agency that comes in and makes sure that the diffusers that are installed in the classrooms and other spaces are actually putting out the correct amount of air. They also balance the water system within the building. So in this case, it's a geothermal system, so they'll be balancing the piping, the amount of pipe water that is transferring through that piping. This is another required third party. And they'll work in conjunction with a mechanical contractor, with CMTA, mechanical engineer, and the commissioning agent to make sure that those are adjusted appropriately to provide that thermal comfort within each of the spaces.
Other questions?
Those three items we just talked about would lend themselves to causing a reduction or elimination of any change orders.
Commissioning would specifically, because they're there to kind of observe construction, to observe the systems they're going in correctly, on behalf of the owner. Special inspections as well, because they're there to observe to make sure that those foundational and structural components are being installed correctly. They're also doing like concrete testing to make sure that the concrete has the right compressive strength to hold up the building. Thank you.
Great. Other questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5U. And I'll make a motion to consider approval of pay application number 15 to Griggs Enterprises in the amount of $389,597.42 for work performed and $51,068 to vendors for materials on the Marion County High School project BG number 21-103.
Second.
Any questions here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5V.
Make a motion to consider approval of change order number 8. Well, sorry about that, guys. I found light on it. Number 18 for the Marion County High School project BG 21, and you'll have to help me again.
-103.
Thank you. In the amount of 2,035.
900.
2000.
How about you make that motion? That my contacts were gonna die. Halfway through them. Yeah, they do a motion.
I'll make a motion just so.
Want to be out.
Okay. Well, I'll move to consider approval of change order number 18 for the Marion County High School project BG number 21-103 in the amount of $2,935.13 for this spot.
And thank you, second.
Joey and Peggy, you can never be away again. We are going off to break up, man. All in favor? Aye. All right, I'll make a motion on item 5W to consider approval of change order number 19 for the Marion County High School project BG number 21-103 in the amount of $35,293.47.
Second.
Any questions here? All in favor? Need a motion on item 5X.
Make a motion to consider approval of the planning committee's findings for the Lebanon Elementary School.
Second.
Mr. Brady, would you like to talk about?
Yeah, so earlier in the year, we had talked about potentially moving from a renovation at 11 Elementary School to a new construction. So in going through the findings process with our local planning committee, we did just that. So they had considered that and approved that we moved in that direction. And that's what the document does.
And I know that we've approved a lot of items tonight regarding Calvary Elementary School. And I think when people saw the pictures from the groundbreaking, it's an incredibly exciting moment for our community. But there were a lot of people asking questions about, what about Lebanon Elementary School? And don't forget about us. We have not. With this finding, it gives us the opportunity to then say this is what it's going to cost to construct a new Lebanon Elementary School. And I promise you, we will focus on constructing that building at its current site. So we will still have a downtown Main Street school presence in our district. I know that that was very important to our community. And then at this point, once we have that number and we understand where our bonding potential will be, then that gives us the opportunity to meet with our legislators and talk to them about taking care of Marion County Public Schools through what we hope will be a line item in the next budget cycle to completely fund that new building. And so I encourage you guys to talk with your legislators, encourage them to support and remember Marion County, because they most recently did not with the distilled spirits tax. So we're going to ask them to support us in this way and make this happen for our district. So for those of you out there that were asking questions about Lebanon Elementary School, we absolutely could not forget that wonderful school and the building and the people that are in it. I'm a proud alum of LES, and we got your back. So just give us a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience, and we will work through this with conviction to make it happen for you guys.
Yes, I just want to say, can't wait for the Lebanon Elementary students to dig. And
Yes.
start.
Yes.
So we're gonna fight.
Other questions or comments here? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5Y.
Well, I'll move to consider approval to rescind declaring bus 101 surplus.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5Z.
Bill, I'll make a motion to consider approval to declare bus 41 surplus, if I'm not going in circles here. I don't know why, but
Any questions here?
somebody knows.
Go for it.
So when Mr. Abel sent us bus 101, he later realized that we had one additional year of depreciation left on that vehicle. So although it's been problematic with that particular bus with issues, it's financially advantageous for us to leave that bus on the lot for one additional year. So we're going to take full advantage of our depreciation model.
Other questions? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion on item 5AA.
Make a motion to acknowledge field trips.
Oh, wait, you know what? I did that wrong. We really are just we're not holding it together tonight. Acknowledgement of field trips. There we go. It's done. All right, need a motion on item 6.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve items 6 through 8.
A through H.
Item 6, A through H.
Second.
Any questions? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Item number 7 is acknowledgement of personnel actions. So acknowledged, and I need a motion on item number 8. Please. Here, thanks. All in favor?